Hi, this is Casting On and I'm Alex Capshaw-Taylor of Worldknits. In this lesson, we're going to learn how to work a provisional cast-on using a crochet hook. The provisional cast-on allows you to have a cast-on edge where later you're able to remove that provisional cast-on and expose live stitches that can be then worked in a different direction. For this cast-on, you're going to need a couple things. You'll need a contrasting color yarn, your working yarn, a crochet hook that is the same size or a similar size as the knitting needles that you'll be using in your project. So you're going to start with your crochet hook and with your contrasting color yarn. And you're going to begin by creating a slip knot to put around your crochet hook. And then you're going to chain about 5 to 10 stitches. This just helps you remove the cast on later. All right, so now I'm going to go ahead and chain, like I said, about 5 to 10 stitches. Oops. Okay, once you have your initial chain, you're going to pick up your knitting needle. And before you chain the next stitch, you're going to wrap the yarn around your knitting needle and then chain one. And that is 1 stitch cast on. So again, wrap around your knitting needle and then chain another stitch. Wrap around your knitting needle and chain another stitch. So each of these stitches that you're wrapping and then working a chain stitch, that is 1 cast on stitch, and you're going to do this for the number of stitches that your pattern tells you to cast on. In this example, I'm just going to do 10. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So again, wrap around your knitting needle. 7, 8, 9, and 10. And once you've cast on all of your stitches, what you're going to do is chain again about 5 to 10 stitches. 1, 2. Okay, and then you're going to break your contrasting color yarn. And you no longer need this contrasting color yarn, so you can just set it aside. And then you'll pull your tail through that last chain to kind of lock that stitch in place. So this is going to be pulled out after, I guess, when you get to that part in your project where it tells you to remove your provisional cast on. But now what we're going to do is take our working yarn and go ahead and just start knitting or working these stitches, however your pattern tells you to do that. So leave about a 6-inch tail. And then go ahead and just work down those stitches. All right, so that's our first row done. I'm going to go ahead and work a couple of rows up in this, and I'll show you how to remove this provisional cast on because your pattern will also tell you to do that, how to do that. So this is where we finished chaining our stitches. So we're going to go ahead and just take this out. So I'm doing this knot. Then I'm just going to start pulling my crochet chain, and you see that it unravels quite easily. And at this point, we're going to start exposing the live stitches. And you'll need another needle or the other end of your circular needle to catch those live stitches. So as I'm doing this, I'm kind of pinching along that cast on edge so that the stitches aren't lost and run up the fabric. And you can capture the stitches as you expose them. Okay, and as I'm doing this, I'm not really paying too much attention to how I'm sticking them back on the needle. We can go back and reorient them so that the right leg is on top or facing you, and that way they'll be in a position where you can knit, or if you want to do it as you're putting these stitches back on the needle, you can do that as well. All right, and that. Okay, and you can just throw away your contrasting color yarn or give it to the birds for their nests. And here are all of our stitches that were previously in that cast on, and now they're ready to be worked. And this has been Casting On with Alex Capshaw-Taylor of Worldknits. Happy knitting!